The purpose of this program is to show how to import our coffee shop data, move it between CSV and Excel formats while adding a record number to each row, and then to create an Excel file with adjusted column widths. I begin with importing the packages that I need and then setting my working directory. This is important because all the files that I create and import throughout this program will need to be stored right here in this location. I'll also be sure to use get working directory just to verify that we're working in the correct file again. For step 2, I use pandas read CSV to import our assignment data and then create a data frame that we will call coffee original. Here I use the print to view the first few rows just to verify that the data imports correctly. The data set would contain information such as the type of drinks, payment amount, tips, total, and whether the drink is a Brev or not, as well as the type of order. In step 3, I export Coffee Original into an Excel file called coffeeoriginal.xl. I specified data as the worksheet name and use index equals false because I don't want Panda to add its own row numbers to the Excel file. After it made the Excel file, I import it back into Python as coffee version 2. This demonstrates that the Excel file was successfully created and that Python can read the data back from the data frame. Next, I create coffee version 3 and add a new column called record. This record will go to the leftmost position of our data frame. Here we use the range function to start the numbers at 1 and continue through the number of rows in our data set, giving every record a unique sequential number. After adding the record column, I export coffee version 3 into a CSV and again use index equals false so that we don't get any unwanted index columns. Afterwards, we import that CSV back into Python as coffee version 4, and at this point we've already completed the CSV and Excel conversion steps and kept our records column preserved. Next, we export coffee version 4 into coffee version 4 Excel and again use data as the worksheet name and make sure that our index equals false. The last step is to create our coffee final Excel. Here I will use Pandas Excel Writer with our OpenPyXL engine program to look at the length of the values in each column and calculate an appropriate column width. Our for loop here helps us adjust each column width based on its longest value. Also, I add a minimal amount of extra space so the information is easier to read, while also setting a maximum width so the column doesn't become unnecessarily large. Now if I run my program, it should display each data table that was created from our original, our second version, third version, and fourth. One challenge that I had while setting up this program was an error related to our Excel package. OpenPyXL wasn't installed in my Python environment, and I learned that Pandas needed the engine to create and read Excel files, so I had to install OpenPyXL before the program could successfully create the Excel files. I also learned the importance of index equals false to prevent unwanted row numbers from being added to our export files. Lastly, I learned that Python can automatically adjust Excel column widths instead of having to manually resize each column. Overall, this program should demonstrate how Python and Pandas can be used to import, manipulate, and export data between CSV and Excel files, Our final result should be our coffee final Excel that contains the coffee shop data, record column, and properly sized columns within.